It's your old pal, Lucid Stew again!
Sony's first-party game development studio Media Molecule announced on April 11th that development of Dreams for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 will end in September of this year, 2023. First question, what is Dreams? The complexity of that answer may have something to do with why development of Dreams is done only 3.5 years into a promised 10-year plan. Some describe Dreams as a game or a game maker, but it is much more than that. Dreams is an artistic ecosystem that allows users to make things and share them with others online. There are sculpting tools, painting tools, sound creation, generation, performance, and orchestration tools. There are animation tools, there are logic tools, and scene design tools. There are publishing tools. You can use Dreams to find content other people have made and view it, use it, or play it. You can use Dreams to make all the things needed to make a game, and you can make the game too. Sounds pretty wonderful. If it's so great, why is live support ending? Short answer, not enough people use it. Long answer, that will be a solid portion of this video. I've invested a lot of time in console game makers over the last 10 years. This includes Dreams for PlayStation and Project Spark for Xbox and PC. I witnessed both of these titles come and go from the perspective of an advanced user, highly invested in the platform and its success. Because of that, I think I have a valuable perspective on what these platforms are trying to do and where they ultimately came up short. Both titles did things right, just not enough things to keep people coming back to the point that it was worthwhile for Microsoft and Sony to keep them around for more than a few years. You may be tempted to point out that there are other game maker and modding platforms that have done just fine, from console-like game makers such as LittleBigPlanet or Fortnite Creative, to level creators like Halo Forge, Trials, or even Mario Maker. There are examples of this concept that do succeed. Those will be one source for figuring out what went wrong with Dreams. With a console game maker, we're talking about mostly casual users hanging out on a couch, making stuff as a hobby, or looking for a fun pickup gameplay experience. That makes it tough for the editor to make money because while there is a sizable core creator group for Dreams, it isn't large enough to support the platform monetarily, and there is no charge to play content beyond the upfront cost of the title. IP-driven platforms can rely on the IP to drive upfront sales or provide revenue through downloadable content microtransactions, but Dreams doesn't have that. So that is issue number one. No IP like LittleBigPlanet or Fortnite to drive sales or downloadable content. Dreams has the Arts Dream game, but this is more of a demo showing what the tools can do. There are other titles made by Media Molecule for Dreams like Ancient Dangers: A Bat's Tale, but those are also short form, more indie type titles and not something likely to support a franchise. Contrast this with Media Molecule's better known title, LittleBigPlanet. LittleBigPlanet on its surface is a charming, accessible, and successful platformer, but LBP also contains tools for users to create their own content. The huge majority of this user-generated content is also in the LittleBigPlanet style, and so it functions as a way of continuing and perpetuating an intellectual property beloved by players. With Dreams, there are probably 10,000 or more uploads that could be considered legitimate games, but nothing unifies them thematically, so it's more difficult to grab onto from a fan perspective unless you're a creator, since it is an excellent set of creation tools. Another issue is that Dreams was $30 US out the gate and often ended up on sale for $10, so upfront sales were unlikely to support the continuation of the title. It needed another revenue stream, and those simply never appeared. Also, the ability to make anything you wanted with the editor made it near impossible to release downloadable content that could be charged for. As a result, the monetary model consisted of creators and players paying upfront to access this ecosystem. If we look at a couple of successful examples in the game maker genre, Fortnite Creative and Roblox, we find that they're not only create for free, but creators can actually get paid when players play their content. And this kind of makes sense as opposed to expecting hobbyists to slave away for free in support of your platform after paying for access to it. Free to create places the burden on the players, but both platforms are actually mostly free to play as well, being mainly supported by DLC purchases of avatar upgrades and vanity items. There are a lot of people who are not fans of this model, but the point really is that both of those platforms have a monetization model that keeps them operating, and Dreams does not. So that's issue number 2, figuring out a workable monetization model. That also segues into problems number 3 and number 4, lack of marketing and lack of competent online multiplayer. Marketing for Dreams was minimal. It's also a bit of a hard sell if you ask me. You can make stuff, even games, but you and your friends can't play them together online. You can make stuff and share it, but why? Also, the title does little to describe itself. It comes across as a niche product. It was marketed as a niche product. It was priced as a niche product. It's not much of a surprise. It was taken up only by a niche audience. Online multiplayer is absolutely necessary if you're going to monetize around something like user-generated content. Dreams doesn't have online multiplayer at all. A good implementation of online multi is expected at this point, especially from AAA titles or games made by first-party developers. There is no excuse not to have it, and I think Media Molecule knew this. If you look at every other Game Maker title, they all have this, even Mario Maker. The idea of online multi was hinted at from the very beginning, and multiplayer was provisioned for in Dream's logic system, so I'm not sure what went wrong. Without online multi, you leave a lot of monetization and replay potential off the table. It seems like Sony thought it was a better investment to pivot Media Molecule to a new title rather than add online multi to Dreams, as Media Molecule announced that they're working on a new title at the same time they announced the end of live development for Dreams. With a Game Maker title, you have two types of online multiplay and MultiCreate. Multiplay brings players back for more and potentially brings in player money. MultiCreate offers options to foster and perpetuate creation and community, which is vital in more complicated titles like Dreams. And this brings up problem number 5. As built, Dreams is not particularly appealing to casual creators. It has a fairly steep learning curve. The control system is powerful and innovative but complicated. The logic system is powerful and innovative but complicated. And as we talk about this more, consider how these things overlap and how these are all important problems to address that affect each other in some way. So welcome to Dreams. It's kind of hard to learn how to sculpt or paint or make music or program anything. If you're a casual user, you're probably going to try the tools out, get frustrated, play a few games, get bored of single player, and you'll be done. We can look at the achievements for Dreams. One is awarded if you reach level 30 as a Dreams user. You can get to level 30 by doing some tutorials, trying the tools out, and playing a few games. Only 3% of Dreams users got this achievement because only 3% ever went beyond that. If you think about the structure of the game and the fact that failed to motivate 97% of the people who tried it, it's not much of a mystery why it's folding. But now imagine Dreams had a competent MultiCreate system combined with a competent collaboration system. Imagine joining guilds and learning a trade. Imagine joining classes and being taught Dreams live by some of the best creators. Imagine joining a creative group wanting to take on a noob to help lift them up. Imagine taking on a role as part of a development team and working with others live online in a way where you all can provide each other with constant feedback and encouragement. That sounds amazing to me, and I think it was a tremendous opportunity that was missed. The idea of the community getting together and getting things done at scale brings up problem number 6, lack of community tools. UGC creators need a way of letting people know their content exists. As a player or creator, you want to find content you're interested in without having to scroll through a million things you're not interested in. Dreams had problems in both of these areas. While Dreams does have a means of communicating in-game, it's very basic and clunky and, in my opinion, discourages its use. I generally avoid it. I think what most people did was communicate through either PSN chat groups, Discord, Twitter, or Reddit. All of those were outside of the game, and you couldn't do anything to actually hook game users directly into your social media content. Using myself as an example, I made a bunch of YouTube videos about Dreams, mainly editor tutorials, examples of content I made with Dreams, and creator exposés. My main way of promoting these videos was through Twitter and Reddit. In the game, your only real options are notification spam and user profiles. I only had about 2,600 followers in Dreams, so not even that many people bothered to look at my profile page. Because of notification spam, I think most people ended up ignoring the notification system. I know I did. That tells you about the difficulty of engagement between creator and audience, because 2,600 followers is a lot for Dreams considering how I used it. Because of that, I think the ability to foster a larger community was diminished, and probably lots of people got discouraged because it was difficult to attract an audience unless Media Molecule cherry-picked what you published. This brings me to my last problem, and I'm going to go out on a limb somewhat on this one. Issue number 7, the concept is too grandiose, and its time has passed. There is a famous type of person in UGC circles. This is the person who has a great idea, but has no idea how to realize it. They've not invested the time in learning skills and really don't have the patience for it. They just know they have a great idea and that people who know how to do things should drop everything they're doing and team up with them to create this idea. Of course, no one goes for that, and the idea person goes their merry way. Ironically, I think that person is the future. I think AI is going to facilitate it, and I think there is a successful game maker title out there in the unknown that will replace all the present tools with prompts that will be able to extrude something 90% close to the idea person's vision. This is the grand audience lost to the learning curve of Dreams. They will be able to think up ideas and stories and translate them to something playable for an awaiting audience of players eager to sink their paychecks into avatar swag while connecting seamlessly through online multiplayer and social media with their friends, real and online. There will still be places for creatives to play and share, but they'll be more focused and intimate. And we'll all look back fondly on that time when we dreamed of a magical place where we played, shared, and created by our own hands. I hope you enjoyed this presentation about Dreams. I don't think this will be my last Dreams video. I have been away from Dreams for a good long time, but I do intend to come back in some capacity to support DreamsCom 2023 and extend my Best Booth series here on YouTube. But that's all for now. Until next time, I'll see you out there in Womp, or Unbound, or Hype, or Fortnite Creative, or Twitter, or wherever you find yourself. I might even see you in the Dreamiverse one last time.